Hi everyone and welcome back to Chess for Charity. In this video, I want to go through this interesting puzzle and kind of talk through how this puzzle, I feel, is an intersection between chess and logic. So let's just suppose that you were given this puzzle. I don't know, you're walking through the mall with your friends and there's a chessboard and they say, I want you to prove to me that this is mate in two. Show me mate in two. And you walk and you say, okay, I'm a decent chess player. I can sit down and think about this and figure it out. And you sit down and you think for a minute and you say, okay, well, if I did a couple checks, no, it doesn't work. That's not mate in two. That's not going to be mate in two. You think, well, what if I went here with the threat of going there? That's not mate in two because they can run away. What if I go here to try to threaten here? Well, they can push. That's not mate in two. And you're kind of sitting here thinking about how I can deliver mate in two for sure. And you're just thinking, okay, spend some time. Right? You're at the mall with your friends. It's not a big deal. And you go, what if I check you and they go this way and I take the rook? That's not mate in two. They can run away. Okay. So you go, okay, man, I'm not seeing it. And then you realize, oh, if I could only get to this square, that'd be mate. And one way I can do that is to go queen a1. And after queen a1, if they were to go this way, it's still mate. And if they were to go this way with the king, it's also still mate because my queen's covering g7. So then what do? You say, okay, well, if I went queen a1, how do they prevent checkmate? And let's just say you spent 10 minutes thinking about this, 5 minutes thinking about it, and you're at the mall, and you say, I think the move is queen a1 and then queen h8. And then you make the move on the board, right? You're playing with somebody. You do it, and then they castle. And you go, wait a second, you didn't tell me that black could castle. And they can make the point, well, look, the pieces are set up this way. And if the pieces are set up this way, you have to assume that castling is possible because it was not told that it wasn't. And here is where kind of the puzzle of the logic begins. Can you prove definitively that castling is impossible in this position and that your person at the mall is wrong? So let's just make a draw really quick just to get the position back on the board. So let's talk about the logic behind this. So I want to get the position back on the board here. So let's talk about it. The rook and the king are both on their home squares. Okay, how does that make sense? That means that this king couldn't have moved and this rook couldn't have moved, right? For castling to be possible, it means that neither piece has moved. Okay. This pawn is on its home square. This pawn is also on its home square. So wait a second here. So if you're telling me that black can castle, what you're really telling me is that this king has not moved, this rook has not moved, and these pawns also right now are on their home square. But it's white to move, which means black just moved. So if it was black's turn right now, right before this queen got here, it would have to make a move. Well, these pawns couldn't have moved because these pawns are on their home square. And this rook is on its home square, so it couldn't have been the one to last move to get here. And the same thing with this king. So what I'm saying is the only way this is possible is if the king arrived here by one of these squares, and maybe depending on what white did, or the rook arrived here to a8. Well, now you can say to the person at the mall or whatever the case is, hey, you can't castle because for the position to be valid on the board, assuming it stemmed from a real game, of course, you can't castle because for your king to be here and your rook to be here and your pawns to be on their original squares, your last move must have been a king move or a rook move. And if either one, you can't castle. So you logically proved that they cannot castle, which means now you wave your magic wand and you go, okay, I'll go here. Now it's checkmate. Beautiful. It's a really fun puzzle. I love logic. I love chess. This is just a nice combination of both. That's it for the video. If you enjoy the content, be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Thanks so much. Bye.